Hey, what's up guys, Rado here with Dirt and Iron. Today I have some exciting update about this build to share with you guys. As you can see, I have full table of parts and I'm going to talk about them one by one. So stick around. Hey, if you follow me on the Instagram, you already probably seen the wheels and the frame. Also, I share the frame on the YouTube community section on my channel. If you don't follow my Instagram yet, hit link below the description. I think you'll find it interesting. Sometimes I share some behind the scene pictures there. Alright, so this frame, I have it for some time now, but I just want to talk about it a little bit. I'm really stoked how it came out. Beautiful orange color, it's really nicely done, and there's a couple important things that you should also pay attention to when you are doing your frame, and I want to point it out so that you guys don't do those mistakes. So first of all, the frame serves as a ground on dirt bike, right? So you want to be able to connect the engine into the frame in a way that the electricity can still flow through it. If you powder coat everything, there will be no connection metal to metal. So that's why there are essential parts like the one, for example, here for your coil, or the one where you bolt your engine, that's all bare metal. So you can still, mount it and the power can still flow through it. That's very important. The second thing, here you can see your VIN number. If they would spray the powder coating on the VIN number, there is no way for you to read it. So that's very important if you want to change ownership, or if somebody stops you, you need to prove that this bike is actually yours, it wasn't stolen. You have to show the VIN number. So keep it clear, don't put the powder coating on that. And also another thing, all the threads you have on the bike, they have to be protected. So if the guy who's doing your powder coating doesn't really know what he's doing, he didn't do frames before, he might do a lot of stuff that will cause you a lot of headaches. So I want to show you here, there are these little rubber inserts. Here's one that was in all the holes protecting the threads. So it's a little piece of rubber that goes in and protects everything. So all my threads are nice and clean. I will be able to put my bolts back into the frame. So that's very important for the frame. Now what I want to do with the frame next is I'll be installing the races for the bearings. I'll put them in the freezer and then heat this up with the torch and put it on, then install my triple clamp, start installing the suspension that I shared with you last time, right? So that would be something we'll do in the probably next video or so. I have another one here. And also one thing I wanted to show you, hey, check out this, the color is, I think it's 100% the same, right? It's matching really nicely. So once I install it, put it on the bike, it will match, it will look really nice, because this spring is really visible on this KTM bike. So I'm really happy that it's actually orange, because race they could give me any color. They could give white or red or something like that, but this looks really cool. All right, so that's for the frame. Now I want to show you some other parts that I got, and let me start with these wheels, because this is like the biggest thing. When I started this build, I really wanted to have a nice aftermarket wheels. I wanted to have orange hub and the black rims, and there were a couple options I could go with, but it's not something cheap, right? So actually also many of you suggested to go with Tusk Impact. They start somewhere around $500 for set, 2 wheels, hubs, and everything that you hit without the sprocket and without the brake rotor, but pretty much a complete set of the wheels starts around $500, $550, something like that. So everything else, what I was checking, was more like $800 and that kind of price range. And I heard a lot of good stuff about Tusk. It's a lot of good reviews about these wheels, and also some of my friends run these wheels on their bikes, and they hit some rugs and some gnarly stuff, and the wheels still look pretty good. When I got them home, I just put them in the garage and I put my chair next to them, and I was looking and admiring these wheels for like 20 minutes. It's really something beautiful. I mean, look at it, all this orange anodized hub and a black, black rim, and the spokes are nice and strong and kind of chrome silver color. So set looks beautiful. Plus Super Sprockets rear sprocket. This is 50 teeth, that's what's stuck on the bike. So this is a Super Sprocket Stealth. It's 2 different kind of metal, and it's super durable, and it's also super light. So I have black color. I think this bike has this black and orange theme for especially for the frame and for all these parts. Like my foot pegs is black and orange. These wheels is black and orange. Also, when you look at the the springs, and this thing right here is black and orange. So I will have a lot of black and orange combinations. So that's why I think if this is orange and everything will be too orange, it will not look too good. So black and orange will look better. I know that looks are not that important, but if you have it, you know, nicely looking, it's not a bad thing, right? All right, so this is for my rear, and also these are brand new. This is a brand new brake rotor from Tusk. Also, we installed that. It just gives you, you know, peace of mind, because the rear rotor was a little bit thinner, so we just decided to go with brand new rotors for rear and front. Actually, front is oversized, so it will give me a little better braking power. This one is stock. And as you can see, Dunlop Tires, this is a trial tire that is kind of unusual. Some of you guys might think that I should have picked something else, but this is a tire that works really great for you know, climbing the rocks and riding in really gnarly terrain. Like if you look at this, I'll show you details. These are super sticky. This is soft rubber. It's like a gummy bears, you know. It's really sticky. So I think this would work really good for kind of riding I want this bike to be using for. So I want to do this gnarly, really rocky stuff and be able to learn a little bit more how to ride in those conditions. So I don't plan to fly on the fire roads using this bike. I think a Husaberg is better bike for something like that. This would be for more technical, gnarly stuff that it's more difficult. So for that kind of riding, I think this tire will work really good. And also I got a lot of recommendation from other guys. So I'm happy to have this tire. And then for a front we have Dunlop 8081, which is overall really good off-road tire. Even when you buy brand new bikes from Husqvarna and KTM, I think this is the tire they come with. So it's good stuff. And as I said, this is oversized rotor, 270 millimeters, I believe, and it comes with a brake kit that offsets your brake caliper. So after you install it, everything works great. And there's even one hole here. I think this is for your sensor when you're installing your Trailtech computer or something like that. So it's really nice product. Everything looked legit. Everything looked really nice, sturdy. Yeah, I cannot be happier with the wheels. I'm really happy to have this set. So Tusk Impact looks really great. The next thing I want to share with you is my oversized tank. You know, there's a few different models I could get for this bike, and IMS I think is the best looking, because everything else, it just was too bulky. Like I don't like when this part is too tall, then it just doesn't look good on a bike. And if you ride and you see it right in front of you, I think it would bother me a lot. So this IMS tank has a really good design. It still has over 3 gallons, so I can do long trail ride, especially with electron carburetor. It's supposed to give me more MPG, so there is no worries that I will get stranded because of fuel. So this is a nice tank that comes with all the hardware. I'll be installing this in one video. We'll do a video about it. All my seals, bearings, and everything that I'll be replacing in the frame. You know, for the steering stand, for the swing arm, for the suspension here, or for the top and the bottom. That's everything I'll be replacing. So here I have all the things I need. This is all balls. I decided to go with all balls, so that should be enough, and we'll do also a video about that, maybe 1 or 2. Now, you know, guys, I wasn't decided if I want to go with the stock shifter and brake pedal or get something aftermarket. But since we are getting aftermarket Tusk wheels, the black and orange combination, then I decided to go ahead and get also Tusk shifter, black and orange, that will match the wheels really nicely. And also brake pedal is black and orange Tusk. It just looks like really nice pair. It's gonna look really good on the bike. So black and orange. This is not that expensive. It's really affordable brand. Tusk, they do good, durable things that cost less than your other brand. So I decided, you know, to use a lot of Tusk for this build, and also I've been using Tusk for my other bikes before. It's just a cheaper way to go, and so far there's nothing to complain. All right, so that's for that. Now here, my radiators, they are going to get some beating, I think. So definitely I had to have some kind of guards, and these are from bulletproof design. These things, they're gonna work really good for, you know, what I need. They cover your radiators, put them on the front, and it's not only to cover the front, but they also have a side impact. So that should be great for the abuse I plan to do. Now for all the sprockets, I use Super Sprockets for the rear. This is for my front. And then it's a 1450, my stock. Later on I can play with it if that's not good, but for now I'm gonna use the stock gearing. Plus I have this gold chain that is, I think it's an XW ring chain. That means that it's sealed, so it's good for off-road. You don't need to oil it as much, and it just keep the oil inside. And it's a gold, so it'll look also pretty cool on the bike. I will be replacing the brake pads on the front and rear, and so I got new set for both. The brakes work pretty good on the bike. I'll be probably just changing the fluid, replacing the pads, and cleaning everything really nice. My brakes are still pretty nasty. I didn't clean them yet, so in the next video I will probably put everything in some kind of solution, like even the radiators and other things that I need to put things back together. They're still kind of oily and nasty, so I'll put it in a big bucket of some solution, let it sit overnight, and then we're gonna clean it together on the video. So that would be also for another video. Okay, what else do I have? Yeah, this thing right here. Shark fin, you guys know what it is, right? That's the protection for your rear rotor, for the brake rotor. And this one is complete. It comes also with a housing where you put your brake caliper. This is also from Tusk. And as I said, it's really great price. Like this thing is like $50, and it's pretty durable, from good aluminum, billet aluminum, and it's nicely anodized. It will fit all these orange parts that I have on the bike. So I'm really stoked to have this for the bike. Trailtech kickstand. That's the kickstand I already had before on my other bike, and I was really happy with that stand. It didn't move as you ride. You know, some stock kickstands, they tend to move a little bit, so you have the rubber band to hold them up. But this one is really strong. It doesn't move. You can take some jumps and it stays where it's supposed to be. And then when you open it, it stays there too. So it also looks nice. Good product for the build. I wanted to be able to track my miles, my hours, my time, and overall miles and trip miles and stuff like that. So definitely I wanted to go with some kind of trip computer. Trailtech is doing great products, but I didn't want to go with like a big bulky stuff that also have a GPS and things like that. I wanted to keep this bike as light as possible and just kind of do these small things. So Trailtech Endurance 2, I think, is a great product for what I need. And the best feature about this thing is that it runs on the internal power. It has a battery. It doesn't have to be connected to the bike battery like the other, you know, big computers. This one can run completely from this inner battery, and that's something that I need because my SX bike doesn't have a high output stator and doesn't have a battery, so it will be kind of headachy to connect it into the existing power of the bike. So this one solves my problems. So that's about it for the parts. I think I'm like 60% done with all the parts. I still need to get all the plastics, some handguards probably. I need to get FMF pipe and silencer and TM design work for the chain. There's few things I need to get. I also need to get some OEM stuff that you cannot get, like the frame protectors, and there's few things that I still need to purchase. And but yeah, majority is covered, so we're looking pretty good. Also, I talked to Eric Gore about the engine, and it's really exciting news. He told me that when he opened the engine, it looked like it was brand new. The guy who had it before, Eric told me that the guy who had it before probably didn't put more than 100 hours on the engine since it was new. So all the gears and everything inside looks really good. So we have new bottom end, new top end, new bearings. Easy 300 hours we can put on the engine. Just every 100 hours replace the piston and we should be good to go. And these engines are really durable. What Eric told me that these KTM older engines, they run forever. You know, in the beginning of this build, I asked you to help me out and donate if you can, and I gave you a PayPal link, and there was many of you, like 14 or 15 people, sent some donation, and I was able to use that funds for the build, and I'm gonna put your names on custom decals. I just wanted to let you know that I still have some room left on those decals, so if you guys feel like you want to chip in and you want to help out with the build, then I'll put link below in the description. You can send me some love through that link. It would be really great. I would really appreciate that. And if any of you send more than $100, as I said before, at the end of the build, I'll make a nice custom hoodie that will be about this build and about you guys who really helped me a lot with more than $100. All right, well, that's about it for this video. That's about it for today. We are getting busy. I know I didn't do a lot of work yet. I was getting all this, but once we start working, we'll start putting things together. It should be much faster, and the bike will start taking shape, and I will just be so much more excited. The Eric Gore should ship me the engine next week, so I'm waiting for the engine to have it, put it in the frame, because the bolt for the swing arm goes through the engine, so I want to have that together, and I can start putting things together, and put bike on the wheels with everything and taking from there. All right, my friends, well, that's about it for this video, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. See you guys later.